Okay, so here we are again in the sample company, Craig's Design and Landscaping Services, and I'm going to show you how to create an estimate inside of QuickBooks. So the reason that we use an estimate is one, it's not work that we've actually done. It's not work that's been agreed to, but we need to send the customer something that shows a breakdown of what we're going to do, how much, and all of that. So we want them to have something that they can look at and then approve. So when we come in here, if we come up to new, we're going to select estimate. So when we create an estimate, this is going to look very, very much like an invoice, which we're going to cover in another video. But here, we're going to come up here, we're going to create a customer name. So I don't know if Bob Vila Enterprises was a customer that we created. So we're going to add that in here. We're going to say this is an estimate. It's populated all of this. This is the date that we're creating it. And then we can put in a date when this estimate expires. So let's say, hey, this expires at the end of the month. Otherwise, the scope of work is going to change. All of those things is going to change. So we need to, we'll need to work up a completely different estimate. Or you just want to motivate them to make a decision in a certain amount of time. So we can select that expiration date. It's going to generate an estimate number automatically. And then with the estimate, again, service dates are optional. This is something that can be turned on or off. It's turned on here just so that we're covering all of the bases. But this is if there is a specific day that a service is going to happen. Then we could select a very specific date for that. And we could have, especially if we're selling the same service over and over, but we want to, delineate as far as what day and how much for each service, then we can use this function. But definitely not mandatory. Our product and service, which we created, that part is very important. This is kind of the backbone of creating estimates, invoices, anything that a customer is going to see. So let's go in here and let's select, we selected installation was one of the things that we did. So you'll notice that if we put a description when we created the product and service, it will populate here. But we can customize this. So oftentimes people will think that they need to create a product and service for each line item on an invoice. And that is definitely not true. We can do installation as a broad category, and then we can go in here and put install, I'm missing a T, install of sprinkler system. Okay, so this is a service, and let's say our rate is $25 an hour. We can use our quantity field here and say, hey, it's going to take us 20 hours to create, to install those sprinklers. So now we've calculated the $25 an hour times 20 hours creates $500 amount. So now let's come down here and let's say that there's an actual product. So we're going to install the sprinkler system, but we're going to need a pump. So we'll create that fountain pump. And this is something that we are going to have to purchase. So we're going to charge them for it. So this is a $15 pump. And let's say we're going to need 2 of them. Then we can do that, and it's going to add things up here. This is something you can check or uncheck. I'm not going to go over like all the tax stuff because that's going to be definitely a separate thing. But we're going to go down here and we're going to select all of the different things that we're going to need. So once we've built this out, then we're showing all of the things that we're going to do, the amounts of everything, the breakdown. This is essentially how much the job is going to cost. So we have everything that we need here. Then we can create an estimate. So I'm going to save this. If we have a duplicate number, then we'd want to choose a different one, but it doesn't matter in the sample company right now. So you'll notice here that there are some different options. If we come down here, the estimate status, if we've sent this to the customer, then it's going to be in this pending status. If they accept the invoice or the estimate and say, hey, we'd like to move forward, then we can come in here and we can click accepted. If it's something that it's like, hey, this estimate is closed, it's no longer active, we can hit close, or reject it if they say, hey, no, we're not going to do that. So there's a few different options here that we can select that. Once an estimate is in accepted mode, then we can start creating invoices off of this estimate. So that's not something we're going to cover in this video. Right now, we're just trying to get to the point where we can have something to send the customer and show them, hey, this is our proposition. This is what we can do for you. This is what it's going to take as far as time or materials, and this is how much it's going to cost. So that is the part here of the estimate, and then from there we'll build on invoicing and all of the other things on top of that. But that's it for this video, and we'll see you in another one.